This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Washington versus Washington. You all have been married for 19 years, and I see from the court papers, Mr. Washington, your first name, your given name is President. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. President Washington.
Yes, sir.
Well, whether you continue to be in office as her husband all depends on the outcome of today's proceeding. Am I right, Mrs. Washington?
Yes, you are correct.
Right. You've initiated this case. Tell us why you are here.
Okay. President and I have been married for 19 and a half years, and it's on the line, so I want to make sure and see if we make it to a 20th.
Oh. Okay.
And the reason being, President had started calling off work or saying he was calling off because he was sick, which is rare, because when I would ask him to take time off of work, it's always, no, I got to go to work. Okay. So, okay, then the spending of money and not paying bills. So while down here, things had got cut off, and I was trying to get to that point of finding out why. And then if I questioned him about something or even ask a question, he would threaten, like, I'm getting out, I'm moving out, or you can get out. And then I would call him or text him, and my calls weren't as answered as they were previously before. But I wanted to go ahead, and when I saw that he Googled y'all through the investigation, I said, well, let me give him a call and see if they'll have us here so we can clear this up.
So, Mr. Washington, she's got all these red flags going off that indicate that you are cheating. What do you have to say about that?
This woman crazy. Now, she tracked me to, quote unquote, what was supposed to be my ex-girlfriend's house.
Okay.
My idea was, let's go over there. We gets over there and knock on the door. A Mexican lady come to the door.
Was that your girlfriend?
No.
Now, after she finds out...
So she's tracked you, she's got you going to this address, she takes you over there to try to catch you, and a Hispanic woman answers the door who you've never seen before, who you don't know.
Correct.
And so when she answers the door and there's this woman there who you've never seen before, what does Miss Washington do?
She was asking about my ex-girlfriend. She comes to find out she didn't stay there. The house was empty for 2.5 years before they moved there. They was there for 3 years. I'm tired of being accused of cheating.
So you've gone through all this because your wife thinks you're cheating.
I'm always being accused of. This is not the first time.
Is that true, Miss Washington?
No, this story right here, no. It goes back to an ex-girlfriend, though, that when I first met Mr. Washington, we met back in '98 through a relative. And after that, we started talking just briefly. But then he did have someone, I had just got out of something.
Okay.
So at that time, I kind of didn't want to engage in a relationship, but I didn't mind being friends.
But yet you all are married. So what did he do to get you from the friend zone over here to the wife zone?
A dream from my son's father at the time said, give him a chance.
So he literally was the man of your dreams. Wow.
He came to me in a dream.
I thought I was the only one.
This guy, okay. All right, I'm gonna let you have that one.
You let me have that one?
I'm gonna let you have that one.
But you're here today because you think he's cheating.
Some recent stuff since being here in Georgia, yes. I've noticed him communicating with another person.
Okay.
So I saw that number, I called, and when I called, I had written a script. So in that script, I was like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm calling, and if you do this survey, I'm gonna send you a gift card.
And so when you call, who answers, a man or a woman?
A woman.
Okay, so you find this number in this phone, and you're like, I'm gonna call this woman.
Yes.
And I'm gonna call this number.
Yes.
And I've got this script. I'm gonna see what information I can get from.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Because he was acting suspicious. So when I called, the young lady was giving me all the information. I was going over the questions and the prompts with her, and she was answering them. I had her address. Only thing was, her name didn't sound familiar to anybody I may have known, but I told her if she refers a friend, then the increase on that card would increase for her. So
what kinds of questions were you asking her?
I asked her what was her favorite radio station.
Hey, wait a minute, I have never, in the history of being up here on this bench, we have not had the investigator / telemarketer. This is amazing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And had a script.
I like to be thorough.
She put her back into this company.
She did.
was
She
like,
did.
okay, let me see how I'm gonna work. I am duly impressed.
So hello, my name is, and then what did you say?
I gave her a name, And then I told her that I was calling to get a survey about her favorite radio station, TV station, whatever, you know, she is into, type of entertainment.
Somebody gonna call you for a job, I'm telling you.
I had it all together. So by the end of our conversation, I asked her would she like to refer a friend to get more. So that hyped her up, and she was like, yeah, and she had a friend, and she named off this friend because when I got to her, I said, well, does she have a number? No, I let her use my phone to make calls out. She usually goes out and calls her men friends from my phone.
Okay.
She didn't have a phone. She lived directly across the street because I had already peeped out the address after I got it. I peeped out the area. And one evening when we were in an argument, I said, well, come on, I got somewhere for you to go. So when we got in the car, I had his 2 pair of pants and 3 shirts in the back. As he always say, when he gets ready to go, I'll take my 3 pair of pants and my 2 shirts with me. So I had it in the back of my SUV, and then we proceed to her house. I get out as he sat in the truck. I go and knock on the door, tell her who I am, because she kind of knew who I was because we all grew up in that same area. So I said, well, can you come out and speak? She came out and spoke. And I said, well, I have his stuff in the car if you would like for him to come down here. Because remember, I'm the wife, so I got your Social Security number, I got things. So I'm going to make it comfortable for wherever you go and lay your head at so you don't have to come back to mine. At that point, she told us that she had a boyfriend. I looked at President again and said, oh, did you know she had a boyfriend? He said, no, I didn't know that. I said, well, girl, why didn't you tell him you had a boyfriend? Because you knew he clearly had a wife.
Now,
wait. What did she say?
She said, oh, well, you know, that's all she said. Yeah.
Because there was nothing going on. That was my bid-wish partner, and that was it, and that's all.
You didn't feel like you were busted?
Busted for what? Playing cards?
That's your story? That's what
my
you're sticking
story,
to?
and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
I'm going to ride and die with it. And my buddy going to come out here and tell you the same thing. I'm going to ride or die.
All right.
Miss Washington.
Yes.
You said that there were other things that you've seen while you've been taking care of your family member. What else have you seen?
While being here in Georgia, taking care of that relative, I noticed some things that just didn't sit well. I was like, well, 9 hours here? Why is he here for 9 hours?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't say anything at the time to him because I'm like, it's just, you know, one location. But I see everywhere else he's been in that day.
So is he with you at this time?
No,
she's...
he's back at home. I'm here with the relative.
All right.
So therefore, I'm calling him to let him know this. That, hey, I found this out, or this is what I heard while being away, and I shouldn't hear that, so I'm coming to address it to you. Every time I do, there you go, starting that stuff. I ain't got time for that. Or he'll hang up, wouldn't answer the phone no more. But the most recent one was I saw that it was showing, like, our house, like he may be here at our house, and then when I could go ahead and see his locations of where he would be at, it would ping into that direction off of a street that's not far from our house. And then when we go into the GPS history, because I did it off of Google Maps, as well as Facebook has a location.
Okay.
And now, 2 locations, 2 different things is not gonna tell you a lie.
Okay.
2 different sources.
So your 2 sources told you the same information?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
How far away is that from your house?
Just a couple of minutes. It's not far at all. You can walk.
Oh, you can walk it?
Uh-huh, if you like to walk. Yeah, it's not that far.
So you think he's messing with somebody who's pretty close to you?
Yeah, I don't know who it may be or had any inkling because, like I said, I thought we were fine. I didn't know until I found this stuff, and I presented it to him, but it's always an argument when you try to get answers.
How many times has this address come up in your GPS
So far
search?
that some said get up and be nosy, twice that I seen. It could be more, but I only saw those 2 that stuck out because of the times that they were. The first time was for 9 hours. Then the second time was from 12 midnight to it's time for him to go to work. He went to work from that location.
Oh, right. Mr. Washington, Mr. President Washington. Who are you visiting at that address from 12 midnight till it's time for you to go to work in the morning?
That's a good question.
I ask good questions. That's why I'm up here. I ask good questions.
I can't answer that,
Can you give me a good answer?
I can't answer it. I don't know. You got to ask Miss GPS over here.
No, we asking you.
I don't know.
You don't know who you spending the night with?
Like I say, I want to spend the night with nobody.
Well, why were you at that address from 12 midnight till it's time for you to go to work in the morning?
It was not 12 midnight.
Okay,
My
wait.
little nephew called me. He got a little lawn shop, a little lawn where you go cut grass and stuff. So he asked me to go help him cut that grass.
I have never cut my grass at 12 midnight.
And that's the reason I say I don't know. But when my boy come out here, we gonna have everything
Okay,
straight.
but your wife is convinced that you were in this area at midnight till you went to work with another woman. And if it shows that you were there from midnight to not just one, but 2 different locators said the same thing. So what you doing at midnight over there?
I went over there at midnight.
So you're denying the whole thing.
As far as being over there at midnight, yeah.
And you're telling us that no woman is going to come in here with a stain on her dress saying she's been with you. Mr. President Washington.
What's that?
I was just gonna say you about talking about chopping down the cherry tree. He went all the way somewhere else.
I ain't worried about it, no. I'm a ride and die with it. And my buddy gonna come out here and tell you the same thing. I'm a ride or die.
Okay.
Mr. Cutler, here's the evidence we have. Mr. Washington has the GPS locator showing that Mr. Washington is at another home for hours at a time, midnight to 6 a.m. till he's going to work. And then she tracked down and did the telemarketing trick, which is amazing. And found out that the woman across the street, through her skill sets, is the person he's been playing cards with. And this is all happening while she's away taking care of a family member. And for all these reasons, she believes that Mr. Washington is cheating. And she's like, we're at 19 and a half years. The question is, do we get to 20? And you know when you get to 20, you get platinum. So it's just a lot at risk. It's a lot at risk. Am I right, Ms. Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And Mr. Washington claims up and down that he has not been doing anything. He's standing there, he's looking very confident, very presidential, very confident, like he hasn't done anything. And he sounds like he's as anxious for the results as she is.
There it is.
There it is. This court has done a full and complete investigation to get to the bottom of this. At this time, the court will call a certified polygraph examiner, Tommy Platt, to determine, is he cheating? Good day, Mr. Platt. How are you?
Good, Your Honor. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. You have spent 30 years as a law enforcement officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've also been performing polygraph examinations for 11 years.
Yes, sir.
You've done thousands of polygraph examinations, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you know exactly what you're doing.
I do, Your Honor.
Right. Now, you performed a polygraph examination of Mr. Washington, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, when I began to ask Mr. Washington, or reviewing the questions with Mr. Washington, he stated that him and his wife had multiple threesomes in the past.
Okay.
So I had to change the wording around and preface all the questions with other than what Miss Washington knows about.
Yes.
You asked Mr. Washington, when Ms. Washington viewed your cell phone location tracker, which placed you at a house, did you have physical sexual contact with anyone at that location? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, he stated no.
What did the polygraph determine?
Polygraph determined that he was being truthful.
All right.
You're looking pretty confident, Mr. Washington.
Because I told you, see, she sit up here and try to play Miss Detective, not on me.
All right, let's see.
But there's
Last
still
one.
one more
Come on.
question.
One more question. You asked Mr. Washington, since being married to Mrs. Washington, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than her? What was his response?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was telling the truth.
Okay.
Mr. Washington.
Could I go shake his hand and give him a thank you?
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
Now, Mr. Washington, you've had your moment. Miss Washington, is there anything you want to say to Mr. Washington?
I would like to. I told him if it comes out the way it comes out, if it comes out that he's telling the truth, I would apologize to him. But I know what I saw and what I read. But hey, if the test says it is, and also that we would need counseling.
All right, well, Mr. Washington, it's still true. You cannot tell a lie. President Washington.
So we gonna make that 20 or what, Mr. Washington?
Platinum.
Platinum.
I'm putting it
We
out
gonna
there.
make it or what?
I got you, babe.
All right. I shouldn't have had to bring you on to find out.
Well, you should believe me sometime.
Hey.
All right. You all are something else. I'm gonna say this to you all.
Yes.
I'm glad that you were being truthful
Yes.
and that there was no deception
Yes.
regarding these issues.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
Married couples surviving 20 years, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Okay?
You all have known each other for 7 years. You're dating. You're currently living together. But Ms. Gipson, you think Mr. Yates has eyes for another woman. You've opened up this case. Tell me why.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for having us today. I am here today because I know without a will and a doubt in my heart that my boyfriend here, this one, is sleeping with my best friend. So I'm here today to make sure that's not going on, Your Honor.
Not true.
But you are sure that it is.
You know, we have women's intuition. If
Right.
there's too many coincidences, too many scenarios, too many situations, it does not add up, and I'm tired of it, and I need to know what's going on.
So what is that woman's intuition? I mean, what is it that makes you think that something's amiss?
I love this man more than anything in the world. We have fun. Like, there's been times we went out and found somebody to experiment with, but when it comes to you sending me memes and jokes and text messages saying, oh yeah, we can have a threesome with your best friend, it's not okay, it's not funny, and I've told him, I've expressed my concerns about this. Not my best friend. That's off limits. It's not a joke. Oh, babe, I'm just playing. Like, if I spend more time upstairs in Angel's room than I am that day, like, we're doing hair or whatever, he says we're doing something. He literally gets offended, like, I couldn't come up there. Why? Why? Even if I was, you being involved with my best friend is out of the question.
Okay.
It's not acceptable.
I'm getting the picture now. I'm getting the picture of what you're talking about. Mr. Yates,
Yes,
what's
sir.
up with you and this best friend?
I think she over-exaggerating a little bit.
Okay.
Overthinking. It was a joke. I was joking with my fellas on the phone. They was like, you stay in the house with 2 girls, or y'all having a threesome? And I was like, nah, I want to, but it was just a joke.
Why
I
would
was
you
just
even say
playing,
that?
but once I found out how she felt about it, I never brought it up again.
That's a lie, Your Honor. He literally just sent me a meme last night saying a joke about a threesome with my best friend. It was like, I just thought it was funny.
Did you know that she thought you were sleeping with her best friend?
Not at first.
Okay, but once you found out, can you understand why jokings and the memes would put her right up on point?
Right, but when I sent that meme, I thought this was funny.
It doesn't make it funny.
Right.
Keep it to yourself, ha-ha.
And so, Ms. Gipson, we got the issue of the threesome, but you think they might be having a twosome.
There was an incident where I went to my family's house for a day. I was gone longer than I thought, but I didn't think I had a reason to rush home. So I come in, go straight upstairs. They're in her room, sitting on her bed. The door was like ajar. I opened the door. Her head is laying on my man's lap.
No.
On her lap?
Hold on, Mr.
Yes,
Yates, hold on.
yes, Your Honor. I'm
Okay.
not
Not
crazy,
true.
and I know what I saw. They both got big eyes like deer in headlights.
Were they fully dressed when you came
He
in?
didn't have a shirt on, and Barmisho has eczema, so he doesn't walk around like that with no shirt. But all of a sudden, he's comfortable enough to be around her with no shirt. And why are you in her bed? And why is her head on your lap?
First of all, it'd be hot upstairs, so I don't wear a shirt upstairs. It'd be real hot.
It's not that hot.
And then her head wasn't in my lap. She was laying next to me, and I was sitting on the edge of her
Your shit isn't
bed.
that close.
But we was talking about you.
So you
I
said
wanted to propose to her, so I was trying to see how to do it.
You snuggling with
make
her
it
best
okay.
friend to figure out how to propose marriage to her.
I wasn't snuggling. It's nowhere to sit in the room, so I'm sitting on the edge of her bed, and she was just laid across the bed.
Without a shirt.
I always walk without a shirt. It'd be
Once-
hot upstairs, because I was
you would have
already
a fit if you came in. I was
upstairs.
sitting with a man like that.
All right. That is not a good look, Mr. Yates. So
I'm not sexually, trying to touch on her. I even never hugged Angel. Never hugged her, never held her hand, none of that.
That I've ever seen.
Oh, and that was what I was gonna ask you. Have you found anything that makes you
Oh,
think?
Your Honor. I do all the laundry.
Okay.
My man works hard, I give him that. I'm looking for my speaker charger. So as I'm tearing up things like dumping bags, I'm like, where's my charger? I get down to the bottom of the basket, and there is a balled up condom. Now, me and Risha don't use condoms. So I'm going to the closet. Me and Angel do share a lot of clothes. So I'm like, man, where is my bra? I know she don't got my sports bra. So I'm in here looking for it, and there's a 3-pack of condoms, but one's missing. All right, whatever. So just coincidentally, later on the night, I have to go in his wallet for something, and there's a same brand condom in his wallet. One. Well, I asked him about it. He was like, oh, it's for my friend, it's for my little cousin. I was supposed to give it to him the other day. I forgot about it, and then it went to it's old. So then that's when I found, the next day I found going through the basket, because he said he got rid of it. It disappeared from his wallet. The next day is when I'm going through the basket and look for my speaker charger, and boom, there's a folded up condom wrapper, and there it is, Your Honor.
And it was used?
It is
What's
empty.
the wrapper?
Empty.
It is empty.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Yates. All right,
I
so
don't know nothing about that.
we got a condom
Really?
in your wallet, first of all, and you all don't even use condoms.
Right.
Never have, Your
Then
Honor.
in your laundry, there's a condom wrapper,
Right.
and you all don't use condoms.
Right.
So who did you use the condom with?
Nobody. I threw it away.
Why'd you have it?
Honestly, I think she put it there.
I just wanna
try
pray he's
try to
lying.
find something like to reach, to be an expected gadget or something. I felt like that she put that there.
Your Honor,
It's not for me.
This is my man. If I want some out of his wallet, I go in there and go get it. I have opened his wallet on several occasions. There has not been that in there.
So, Mr. Yates, the sense I'm getting from Ms. Gipson is she really is not really an underhanded person. She's pretty straightforward, right in your face kind of thing. So I don't really see her having to plant something and then go find it. She's the kind just gonna walk up to you just in your face.
I think she's
very much so,
just
Your
trying to reach and trying to find out if I'm doing something. Like I told her, like, I don't know nothing about that condom. That's not mine.
Mrs. Cutler, may I address you? May I ask a question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
If you found a condom in Mr. Cutler's wallet, would you not have a problem with it?
I'd have a question or 10.
Exactly.
All right, so you have seen them in the bedroom together. You've found a condom wrapper. Why else do you think your man is sleeping with your best friend?
The nail in the coffin, Your Honor. So I'm a contortionist.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But you mind if I show you? So y'all kind of have an idea of what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I think I know what it does, but go ahead, let me look. Let me see.
So if it pleases the court,
Oh,
I'm sitting in my roommate's room talking to her, and we're discussing
Why would I
oh
cheat?
my Lord.
Why would I
discussing
cheat?
contortion
Hold on,
things.
hold on.
So as I'm sitting there talking to her,
Look
I'm
at
like,
her rubbing her,
I'm like,
rolling her
girl,
foot
yeah,
around.
Bramisha be trying to break my leg sometimes.
Why would I
and she
cheat?
Oh,
proceeded.
hold on. Mr. Yates, I want to hear this, okay? All right, so start over again, please. I want to hear every bit of this.
So as I'm sitting in my roommate's room, we're sitting in the bed, we talk about everything, and now I'm thinking I maybe shared too much, but as I'm telling her, like, girl, Bramisha be trying to break my leg sometimes. I don't think they bend that way. She proceeds to say, girl, I know exactly what you mean. Came to a complete halt and changed the name to her man's name. Now, Your Honor, I might not be the sharpest crayon in the box, but I know Bramisha and her man's name don't even sound remotely alike.
Okay, let's wait a minute.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I have a real crucial question I need to ask. Can you do that with both legs?
Yes, sir, I can. Would you like to see? Would you like to see?
This guy right here. Oh my God.
So why would I cheat? No reason to. She flexible.
That's
Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
So
And Mr. Cutler,
Yes?
Really? Is that what you're asking?
evidence. We need evidence. We're trying to gather facts here. That was a crucial fact.
You're blushing, Mr. Cutler.
That was a crucial fact. I have it down here in my notes. Both legs. That was something that we needed to know.
Whatever, man.
Have you had sex with a roommate such that you try to break her leg during sex?
No, sir.
That you try to bend her in such a way?
No, sir.
Your Honor.
Because I know she can't do, like,
I look
not
for-
too many.
I think
I
you
never,
just-
she the only girl
I
I've
think-
been with that can do that.
All right, so we just had one testimony about slip of the tongue where the roommate almost said your name and then stopped. And now you just said, well, I know she can't, and you kind of caught yourself. So how do you know that the roommate can't do that?
Because they always doing splits and stuff in the room and stuff, and her roommate not flexible
but you
like
ain't-
her.
All right. You know
You
what,
saw it
Mr.
yourself.
Cutler? We are at that point.
I'm ready to prove mine.
There's the contortionist side, There's the boyfriend side and there's the roommate best friend side. She is here. Ron, would you escort her into the courtroom?
Ma'am, going straight up to the witness.
Would you state your name, please, for the record?
My name is Angel Berry. I'm Bramicio, Morgan's roommate, and I'm Morgan's best friend. Supposedly.
All right. What is your response to when she came in and saw Mr. Yates in the bedroom with his shirt off in your room on your bed?
First of all, I was upstairs alone, Your Honor. He came upstairs and he's like, hey, I'm thinking about proposing to Morgan. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's showing me rings and stuff like that. And like in the mix of this, here comes Morgan up the stairs, like automatically assuming. At the time, we were not doing anything at all, Your
Your
Honor.
head was on his lap.
My head was nowhere near his lap, Morgan.
Bro,
Are
really?
you serious?
I know exactly what I saw.
You're over-exaggerating.
Okay, hold on. All right.
All right, she said, she talked about this mystery condom, that you had a pack of a particular brand, one was missing. Was the condom that Mr. Yates had from your box?
Yes, I use condoms. They don't use condoms. I had already told her, look, this is my stuff. If you don't want to find stuff that's in my room, Morgan, don't go in my room no more.
First of all,
this is ridiculous.
I need to get things out of your room.
It was my
It doesn't even
basket.
matter. It's too much of a coincidence. You had a 3-pack with only 2 left in there. My man popped up with one in his wallet. Then the next day it's gone, but it's an empty one in the basket.
You
Hold on.
hold on.
So Ms. Barry, did you use that condom with Mr. Yates?
No, absolutely not. I do not want that man, and I keep telling her this. I don't want him. He might be cheating on you, but he ain't cheating on him with me, period.
All right, Mr. Cutler.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Barry.
Thank you.
So here's what we have, Mr. Cutler. Miss Gibson is sure that her best friend is sleeping with her boyfriend. And she said, if that is the case, she is done.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to get to the bottom of this. At this time, the court will call former military interrogator Lena Cisco and certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please report them out. You conducted an interrogation and a polygraph examination on Mr. Yates, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cisco, what did you determine about the condom wrapper that Ms. Gibson found in the laundry basket?
He told me, I don't know where that condom came from. So as he was telling me this, he had really good eye contact. And Mr. Yates tends to do something else when he feels very confident in his answers. He stomps his feet. And so as he was talking about this accusation, he was stomping his feet. And so what I gathered was he was feeling very confident because he was being truthful. And I saw no signs of deception either.
All right. Mr. Williams, you asked Mr. Yates, have you had sexual intercourse with Miss Barry? What was his response?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined he was being truthful.
Ms. Gibson, how are you feeling?
I'm honestly embarrassed, but it was just too much to ignore.
Okay.
I'm relieved that he's not cheating. Like, y'all understand? We're supposed to get married.
And Mr. Yates?
Like, hurt that she'll even think that I do that. Like, scoop that low to even sleep with her friend. She mean the world to me. Like, she's been there when I ain't had nobody. They both have. That's why I look at Angel like a sister. That's why I call them my girls. That's why I try to watch over them and protect them and make sure they're good.
Okay. We do have one more question. Ms. Cisco, what did you learn regarding whether Mr. Yates has been involved with anyone else sexually during the time that he has been in a relationship with Ms. Gibson?
When we first started out the interview and I was asking him about this, he kept pushing away from me. He was all the way across the room against the wall. And so I asked him, why do you keep distancing yourself from me? Because sometimes when people are lying, they do that because they don't want to get too close to me. They want me to see the lie. And so he told me that he was just nervous. And I believe that he was just nervous from being nervous in the situation, not from being nervous because he was lying. So I saw no indicators of deception. I do not believe he is cheating on Ms. Gipson, and I believe he's been faithful in their relationship.
Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
You asked Mr. Yates, since the start of your relationship with Ms. Gipson, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Ms. Gipson? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
On this question, the lie detector determined he was being truthful.
Ms. Gipson, you came here to get some answers. What's going through your mind right now? What's in your heart? What are you feeling?
I'm sorry, Angel.
I love
I should have known that you would never do that to me, and I'm sorry.
I would never.
And I hope that both of y'all can forgive me, and we can move forward.
I love you.
We can start planning the wedding that we've been wanting to do.
You know, he clearly loves you. You got a good guy. And that's a blessing to you, okay? Don't run it away, honey, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Yates, thank you for being patient with her.
That's my backbone.
All right.
You all have been together for 2.5 years, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, you're living together and you have one child together, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Miss Whittier, you brought your boyfriend to court today because you have concerns that he's cheating on you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we get to that, let me ask, how did you all meet?
My toddler decided she would jump in the pool, and he thought she was drowning, so he jumped in to save her. Little did he know she could swim circles around him. So I was like, you know, can I help you? What are you doing? That's my child. And he's like, well, I just sort of thought, you know, she might need a little help given she was very small. And we had dinner later that night.
Wait a minute, now wait a minute, Kyler, hold up. Were you jumping in to save her, or was that a player move?
No,
it was not a player move.
Because that's a slick move.
That's just a little beautiful little girl, a little 2-year-old baby jumped in the pool, and I wasn't just gonna sit there. So
How did you get her to go to dinner with you that same night?
she invited me.
Oh!
Don't play.
I figured
You don't play, so.
he deserved a little bit of my time, at least as a thanks for being concerned for her.
Okay, woman to woman, you thought he was cute.
Yes.
All right, I ain't mad at you.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. You know, that's how me and Mr. Cutler got together. I saw him
I didn't save
skating.
your toddler, but...
No, I was not, yeah. But he was roller skating, and I like, that's nice right there. So, you know, I understand.
All right, so you go to dinner and things just click?
They did. They clicked really well. We saw each other almost every day for the next week or so, and then he moved, and he moved out of state. And then about a month after he moved, he's like, you know, I think it's time to come back down there. I think that there's nothing up here for me, because he had moved back to his hometown, and he's like, maybe there's something better for me down there. So
And that
he moved
something
in with
better
us.
was you.
That something better was me.
Yes,
All right,
Your
so-
Honor.
Who said I love you first?
He did. He's a cheeseball.
And how did that happen?
Well, after he moved in, we were having one of those rare occasions when my daughter had gone to bed early and we got a little time together. So I was like, you know what, let's just go stare at the stars. We were just kind of sitting outside talking, and I was like, you know what, come dance with me. And he's like, but we don't have any music. And I'm like, you don't need music. You know, we'll dance to our own beat. And he says, I love you in the middle of that.
Okay, that is pretty cheesy. that's cheeseball, but it's sweet.
It is.
What was it about her you liked?
She's old school. I knew that right off. She's old school. If she's got you, she's got you. She don't, she don't. There's not a lot of girls her age like that. Most of them's twerking on Instagram. So.
Or on your Facebook.
She don't play that. You ain't gonna find her on Instagram.
I heard her say something.
What?
You
Was it on
said
your
twerking,
Facebook?
and you said on his Facebook, which leads me to the next question. All of this lovey-dovey, cheesy stuff, how and why are you here? What broke the trust?
Well, we decided we would have a child. And the day that child was born, I had a feeling. You know, that woman's intuition sneaking in the back of your mind, something ain't quite right.
The antenna doing this.
Yeah.
I got you.
I get up about midnight, and he's curled up in the hospital bed with my son, our 12-hour-old newborn. So I pick up his phone, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, you know what? It's nothing. It's gonna be nothing. I'm gonna look because I'm paranoid, and it's the middle of the night, but it's gonna be nothing, right? Then I find these completely naked pictures of this girl. Sent to him after our son was born.
So in the 12 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
Naked photos in your phone on the day that your child is born?
I still regret that decision, Your Honor. I really do.
Okay, and what was the decision you made? To have someone send you pictures?
I don't think she knew at first that I was.
She told
just-
you congratulations on the new baby. She knew.
Okay.
Okay, you
Go
know.
ahead, love.
All right, maybe she didn't know.
I've seen my share of greeting cards and e-cards, but I've never seen one that said congratulations on your new baby with naked photos attached to it.
Yeah, that's a new.
That's a new one.
different.
Yeah.
All right.
So why did you request these pictures?
We had been into it a lot. I mean, and now I look back, I really feel kind of stupid because she was pregnant.
His excuse is, well, I wasn't getting it at home. I'm 9 months pregnant, high risk, and spent most of it in the hospital. No wonder you're not getting everything you want at home. I kind of can't.
Okay, you find these pictures. I'm sure there had to be a conversation.
Actually, no. There was very few words after that. I walked back in there because he was laying.
I didn't know what to say.
He was laying in the hospital bed with me. We had our son between us. I threw the phone down on his foot and made sure it hit his ankle hard enough to wake him up. I said, you see that couch? You better be damn lucky that you're not being escorted out. Get over there and don't talk to me. He's like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And I'm not one to give up. I'm not one to quit. So I blocked her. I deleted all the pictures. And I told him, I said, if I catch her back again, if I catch one more photo, I'm going to send it to her mama. I'm going to send it to her daddy. I'm going to send it to her husband. Because this girl's married. She has kids of her own. And I will send it to all of them.
So, Mr. Reed, did you cut off communication with this woman? I mean, you're busted at this point. Did you cut off communication with this woman?
Yes.
For a little while.
It wasn't a little while, man.
I've still
talking
got
to her
messages
altogether.
7.5 months later.
What?
7.5 months later, I catch him
I
back
don't remember
messing
that.
with that
I'm just
same
saying,
one.
I really don't remember that.
You sure?
What you got there? Show them.
What
Show
is-
them.
More pictures of another one.
Really?
Another one 6 months ago.
6.
So tell me how you're not still doing it.
Really?
This is not the yodeler.
No, this is an entirely different woman.
Okay, let's find out what you got. Ron, would you get that?
I mean, if you can put stuff like that out there for someone else's partner.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh. All right. So it says, because I want to see. And then the response is her breast. And she says, there you go, must not like. And the response, I really do. Now your lower parts. And then she actually sent the lower parts.
So not only did you get this, you asked for more. You got the breast pictures, and you said, I really do. Now I want to see your, and she responds with pictures of her.
Like I said, I regret it. I regret it. I do. I still regret it. I don't know what I was thinking.
I know what you were thinking.
So you believe that he's sleeping with these two women?
If he's not, I'll be floored. If he is, doors that way. Pick your stuff up on the way out.
I want you to tell me how I'm supposed to be doing that.
You're saying you have received all these photos from women, but you've never touched them.
No.
Have you found any more recent contact with any of these women?
Well, about a week ago, we both got new phones. And then 4 days ago, he's back adding the same girl that he got naked pictures of when our son was born. He's added her back on Facebook.
I still have not spoken a word to that girl.
That's a $200 phone. If he wants to talk to her and add her on
I
Facebook.
have not talked to her.
This is the first woman, the woman you blocked.
Yeah. And she's back again.
Is this a woman you've been intimate with in the past?
No, not one time.
Then what?
I wanted
that
to,
brings us to his third
but-
little flavor. We separated and he moves in with one of them. It's like he's got one for every day of the week.
So this is a third woman.
Third woman.
Yes.
And so what happened with this third woman?
He says nothing.
Well, how did you
But
find
every
out about
time-
this third woman?
Every time we have an argument, that's his first phone call.
I get that you are fired up about this. You are angry. You are passionate about this. I'm not sure Mr. Reed does.
He don't.
I hear it every day.
But
Mr. Reed,
Just
you
because
can
you
hear
hear it doesn't mean
but
you get it.
you
And that's
gotta-
the problem.
You gotta listen to understand, not listen to respond. And you are still listening to respond. If you don't stop with the other girls, your ride or die, your right hand who's always been there, ain't gonna be there no more. That wedding you want 3 days after your birthday ain't gonna happen. You know why? Because as much as I love you, I'm worth more than that.
your relationship is on the line here. Miss Whittier has said, if you find out he's cheating, Miss Whittier, what are you going to do?
I want the $200 back I just paid for that phone and I'm out of here. That's it. You know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. This is like round 6. I've been an idiot long enough. I love him, but I'm not gonna always forgive him.
Well, this court has ordered Mr. Reed to undergo a polygraph examination with our certified polygraph examiner, Mr. Patrick Coffey, and we have those results. Ron, would you please show Mr. Coffey into the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Real good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well.
Miss Whittier, you look nervous. Are you nervous about these results?
Just a little bit.
Everything's at risk. I feel for you.
Ms. Whittier, are you ready for the results?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Mr. Reed was asked, have you ever had sexual intercourse with a woman Ms. Whittier found pictures of during her pregnancy? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that he was being truthful.
It's sad that that's what it took, but whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes.
Mr. Reed was asked, since your son was born, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than Miss Whittier? What was his response?
He admitted there was another woman, Your Honor.
He confessed?
Yes, Your Honor.
That was when we were separated.
That
So
was when
you
you were
knew-
sleeping on the couch and not doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
At
you
the
knew about
time-
this?
Yeah, I mean,
He hollered he was sleeping on the couch.
at the time I was sleeping on the couch, and when she asked me
I guess
that,
she was too.
All right.
So,
I
Mr.
can
Reed,
forgive one mistake. One.
So, Mr. Reed, is this the only woman that you've been with other than Miss Whittier
Yes,
during
Your
your
Honor.
relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the only one.
This is the only one. Just the one. That's it.
Right. So, Mr. Coffey, after you received this information, what happened?
I followed up with a third question. Other than the woman your girlfriend knows about, since your son was born, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than Miss Whittier? He said no. And
What did the polygraph determine?
polygraph determined he was being truthful.
Face value. Take what I tell you at face value. I understand that you don't trust me and you have full right to.
Lucas's birth.
I've
Christmas
jumped
that
up and
year.
down and said, I tell the truth.
How can I believe you at face value
At
when
the
you've
polygraph.
proved it over and over and over and over?
That's a valid question, Mr. Reed. How can she believe you? How can she believe that you are not going to follow up on these other women you have in your life, all these naked pictures you're receiving?
I don't know. It's taken a lot for me to realize a lot of things, and I'm getting there. Like I said, I don't talk to these women anymore. I don't even talk to the one I added on Facebook. I didn't even say a word to her. I had no intention on doing so.
Let me just put it this way. I'm going to help you.
Okay.
I'm ordering you to delete, block, and never, not one day later, never ever have any contact with any of these women we've talked about today. It is one thing to have a change of heart, but what you need is a change of behavior. If you love her, then you need to act like you love her.
I'll never find another one like her. I know I won't.
Well, then stop looking.
I know I won't.
Stop.
If you know you never find another one like
There
her,
ain't one.
stop looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Quit looking on Facebook, pick your
Get-
face up, look at me, and occasionally,
Come here.
you know, have a conversation with me.
Come here. I love you.
Mr. Reed, tell her how you're going to change. Tell her what you're going to do differently.
I will delete them. Delete, block, all of them. You already got access to my phone. You keep access to
I
my
don't
phone.
want to have it, though. I don't want to need that. You need to realize that. Because you keep on down this path, and that girl's going to be gone. And she ain't going to come back this time. She's not going to say, oh, it's okay. And I mean that.